Alright, modern burn. Not there. Alright, 30. Oh! I mean, that's alright, I guess. Oh! Top 10 decks. Nice. Oh, what? What happened? What is going on, guys? My name is Goblin. Today we're going to talk about the rock-paper-scissor effect that is going on in Modern right now, and why does this effect tends to push Burn a little further into the top decks in Modern, even though the deck is not that good. Let's talk about that. So, before we go straight up into the video, tomorrow, December 24th at 9 a.m. Central Time, I'm gonna be on Nikachu's channel. We're gonna do a live stream talking about Burn and Magic the Gathering in general, and we're gonna be answering your questions. So if you have any questions for me or for Nikachu about Modern, Magic the Gathering, Burn, Red decks, anything like that, definitely be there tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. So, what is the rock, paper, scissor effect in Magic? Well, it's pretty simple to understand if you understand the rules of rock, paper, scissors, which are also pretty simple to understand. You have three choices: rock, paper, or scissors, and 100% of the time the rock will be the scissors, 100% of the time the scissors will be the paper, and 100% of the time the paper will be the rock. Magic, it's not the same thing, of course, because even when you have a good matchup, you're not gonna beat the other deck 100% of the time. But you're gonna beat it most of the time, like 60% of the time, which is more than 50%. So, what is happening in Modern right now? Well, there are decks, and that is always, in their history in Modern, that is always the case. There are decks that wants to be beaten by other decks, so top tier or 1 tier, 0 tier decks even. Right now, in Modern, for the past several months, there was 4-color Uro, Rakdos the Shadow, Heliod Company, Selesnya Toolbox, Amulet Titan. They were almost in all the way to the top 5 decks in Modern. After that, you have the still very good decks, but a bit under them. Decks like Dex and Taxes, Mono-Red Aggro, Humans, Oops All Spells, Mill, which is becoming more popular, Sultai Uro. And these decks, they want to beat the high tier decks, or they want to change their sideboard, their main deck, to adjust to the bigger decks, the more stronger decks like 4-color Uro, and they want to beat those decks. So, what happens? Well, if we go a little fast forward, we have decks that are emerging like Rakdos Midrange, Hammer Time, which are decks that are pretty good against the top tier decks. And why are those decks played? Well, they want to beat the top tier decks. Like Hammer Time is a super like beautiful deck, which you can go super fast. You play Sigurd's Aid into your hammer, Colossus Hammer, and then you play it on your infect creature, Ikmoth Nexus, and you deal 10 infect and you win the game. That's a pretty cheesy deck sometimes, not always, but sometimes. You also have decks like Mono-Red Aggro, which you can cheese the game by playing Blood Moon, and your 4-color Uro opponent is going to be very sad. Same thing for Rakdos Midrange, which is playing also, I believe, the midrange that Mardu plays for Blood Moon. And is also playing Liliana, Fatal Pushes, which can kill Uro, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, and of course Croxa, which is a very good card against grindier decks. So, what happens is those two decks are becoming more and more popular. So if we go fast forward, 14, here and here, they are still there. Heliod Company is becoming less and less popular. Amulet Titan is becoming less and less popular. Of course, this always shifts. Modern is always a moving format. So, why is Burn becoming more and more popular? Well, it's kind of a good matchup against Rakdos Midrange. It's kind of a good matchup against Hammer Time. It's kind of a good matchup against Mill, which is also becoming more and more popular. It's kind of a good matchup against Rakdos the Shadow,
Not so much against Sultai or For Color or Heliod, but if I can beat all of these, if I can beat all of these in the tournament and not the other three, well, I can still have like a 60-65 sometimes % win rate in a league, which is good. You want to have like 60% win rate is really, really good. And that's why Burn is now 7 days here. Burn is becoming more and more popular because it beats Rakdos Midrange, beats Hammer Time, which are decks that are pretty good right now. But don't get me wrong, Burn can, like in 2 weeks, go straight up down because these decks won't be played, or these decks gonna be 3 timely, 1 main, 2 side, or whatever. But what I like right now about Modern Burn is that people are trying new lists, like this guy, Akum Hellbound, main, Wayward Guide Beast, did a 5-0. This guy, which finished 20, played Bum in like a 4-color Burn deck, which is pretty cool if you ask me. I'm probably gonna do a video on this list. So, that is the rock, paper, scissor effect, and that is how it influences Burn, why it is now being more played in Modern. And by the way, this list, 38 ticks. Take it right now. If you're not playing MTGO, this list is so cheap. So, don't forget, I'm gonna be on Nikichu's channel tomorrow, 9 AM Central Time, and I'll see you in a probably very soon Burn video. And if I don't see you tomorrow, well, I wish you Happy Christmas and have a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. See ya. Bye.